The silent Harricant, you hear me? Or have you gotten lost? The voice sliced through the murmur at Ramstein Air Base's passenger terminal, cold and cutting. That section's reserved for VIPs and personnel traveling under official orders. Not wanderers. Colonel Richard Vance positioned himself with authority, hands planted firmly on his sides. His immaculate flight uniform stood in jarring opposition to the elderly gentleman he'd targeted. This stranger occupied a cushioned seat, dressed in modest attire, weathered flannel and khakis. A simple, battered duffel sat beside his feet. But what this arrogant colonel didn't know was about to shake the entire base to its core. Stay with me, because what happens next will give you chills. The older man raised his gaze, revealing eyes of faded blue, misty, yet serene. No fear, no shock, just exhaustion, as though he'd journeyed not merely across continents, but through decades of life itself. Just waiting on my departure, the elderly man responded, his tone gravelly yet unwavering. The colonel released a sharp, mocking chuckle. With what authorization? This is an operational military facility. Show me your credentials immediately. His fingers snapped, a gesture dripping with contempt. The elderly gentleman exhaled deeply and retrieved a laminated ID card, its corners yellowed by time. Samuel Peterson, the colonel announced with disdain. Retired status. Your retirement doesn't entitle you to premium seating. Look around, you. These are our frontline warriors. Your yesterday's news? Relocate to the civilian area. Samuel Peterson remained motionless. The desk sergeant approved my position here, he remarked calmly. This only intensified Vance's fury. His complexion deepened to dangerous crimson. Are you challenging my command? I'm a full colonel. I'm the deputy wing commander. That sergeant answers to me. Is that too complicated for your comprehension? The atmosphere grew suffocating. This public humiliation unfolded before dozens, an elderly man being verbally torn apart. Yet nobody stepped forward. Samuel Peterson rose gradually, his joints announcing themselves audibly. He reached for his bag when Vance advanced another step. Your generation embodies everything broken in this nation, Vance hissed. I've logged more combat flight time in 5 years than you've probably witnessed throughout your entire career. What exactly did you accomplish? Shuffle documents? Samuel Peterson's composure finally wavered. He locked eyes with the colonel, and his gentle voice hardened like tempered steel. I gave my service. Those simple words, delivered with unshakable dignity, seemed to hover between them, a barrier against the assault of insults. If you're wondering where this is going, hit that subscribe button right now, because the twist in this story is absolutely legendary. You served? Vance's laugh returned, harsh and bitter. Everyone served. That doesn't make you remarkable. What was your call sign? Slowpoke 1. Paperwork 6. He invaded Sam's personal space, face inches away, a smug expression spreading. He believed he had him cornered. The terminal seemed to suspend its breathing. Samuel Peterson held the colonel's stare. When words came, they carried tremendous weta resonance that penetrated every sound in that vast space. Hawk 8. The words descended like an explosive device. Across the terminal, a weathered master sergeant froze mid-sip. His ceramic cup tumbled and exploded against the floor. His head whipped toward the elderly man, eyes widening with disbelief. Several older contractors slowly lowered their newspapers. An army sergeant major halted completely, head tilting as though he'd encountered a specter. The name belonged to the shadows, a fragment of whispered mythology. A legend spoken in hushed tones within classified briefing chambers. It was a myth made flesh. The master sergeant who'd dropped his coffee strode past the colonel as though he didn't exist. He stopped before Samuel Peterson, body snapping to rigid attention. His hand rose in a razor-sharp salute. Sir, Master Sergeant Evans, 3rd Special Tactics Squadron. This is a profound privilege. Vance stood utterly confused. Stand down immediately. You don't salute retired civilians. I'm not saluting a civilian, Colonel, Evans stated. I'm saluting a legend. Suddenly, General Marcus Thompson, 4-star commander of U.S. Air Forces in Europe, drawn by the disturbance. His expression radiated irritation. Colonel Vance, explain this situation. But the general wasn't looking at him. His sharp eyes had located Samuel Peterson. The irritation evaporated instantly, replaced by pure shock, then overwhelming reverence. General Thompson walked directly past Vance without acknowledgement. He approached the elderly man and delivered the sharpest, most heartfelt salute of his distinguished career. "Sam," the general whispered, voice cracking. "Dear God, it's truly you." Samuel Peterson slowly returned the salute with practiced precision. "Been quite some time, Marcus." Every eye focused on the Cena four-star general, saluting an elderly man who appeared penniless. Colonel Vance stood frozen, reality spinning off balance. General Thompson turned toward Vance. The warmth vanished, replaced by glacial rage. "Colonel, do you comprehend who you were addressing?" "Sir, His identification," said Peterson. "His name," the general interrupted, voice like fracturing ice. "Is Chief Master Sergeant Samuel Peterson. But legends know him as Hawk 8. The general advanced. During the late 1960s, a clandestine unit operated modified aircraft over prohibited territory. They didn't officially exist. Their commander who pioneered the most perilous missions. Who could navigate damaged aircraft through walls of anti-aircraft fire was Hawk 8. This man suffered burns across 60% of his body in a crash. 3 months later, he was airborne again. He descended into a valley so treacherous it earned the name Devil's Jaw to extract a Green Beret team facing annihilation. He landed under relentless enemy fire, loaded every last man, and escaped. Every member breathes today because of him. He was shot down. He endured for years in a classified POW camp. He was declared dead. The Medal of Honor was presented posthumously. Then he returned through a prisoner exchange. He declined all public recognition. He surrendered his youth, his health, nearly his existence to this nation. In return, he requested nothing. The general's full wrath focused on Vance. "You stand in your pristine uniform and humiliate a man who possesses more courage. In his smallest finger than you'll accumulate across your entire existence. You're unworthy to occupy the same space as him. You're merely a bully and a disgrace to that uniform. Master Sergeant Evans, escort Chief Master Sergeant Peterson to my personal quarters. He's my guest for as long as he desires." The general addressed Vance one final time. "You will report to my office at 0600 tomorrow. We'll discuss your future. After today, it will be exceptionally brief. Now remove yourself from my presence." Vance could only manage a strangled "Yes, sir," departing with the shuffling gait of a defeated soul. The crowd began quietly applauding as Sam passed, a gentle, respectful sound filling the void left by the colonel's shame. Later that evening, a knock sounded on Sam's door. Colonel Vance stood there, eyes red-rimmed, clutching his flight cap anxiously. "Sir, there are no adequate words to express my shame. My behavior was indefensible. I failed as an officer and as a human being. I'm sorry. I was completely wrong." Sam studied him. No anger existed in his gaze. Only profound wisdom earned through unimaginable suffering. He nodded slowly. "Experience difficult moments, son. Times when we allow our worst impulses to control us. What truly defines you is what you do next to the moment after you've failed." He placed a steady hand on Vance's shoulder. "Your apology is accepted, Colonel. Now go and become the leader your people deserve. Learn from this. Allow it to make you better." A single tear traced down Vance's cheek. He rendered a slow, perfect salute. Then he exited a man irreversibly transformed. Carrying a lesson in humility for the rest of his days, Sam walked to the window, gazing at the boundless night sky he once commanded. This story reminds us that true heroes walk among us every day, invisible and asking for nothing. They don't seek recognition, they simply served. If this moved you, if it made you think twice about judging someone by their appearance, share this story. Someone in your life needs to hear it. And hey, drop a comment telling me about a veteran who impacted your life. Let's honor them together. Because respect isn't given based on uniforms or ranks, it's earned through sacrifice. And Sam, He earned it 1,000 times over.